Can you describe what a day of unschooling looks like for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So like I said, I still work. I work 8 to 5. I'm a location planner at an outlet department store in Florida. And my husband he actually works from home now. So he doesn't have to work at night anymore. We've transitioned to he's at home. So it's a lot better. But a day in the life looks like I get up in the morning and then I walk around to see who's up. Because when I get up, we don't have bedtimes, we don't have anything like that. So sometimes the kids beat me awake and sometimes they put me to sleep. So I say, who's up? And then I go walk around and look to see what everyone's doing. I touch base with all the kids that are up. And then I go to work. I'm lucky enough to have made my life in a way that I only work a mile away from where I live. So I come home every day for lunch. And usually when I come home for lunch, everyone's up. So that's when I just touch base with them and I talk to them. We start having conversations about whatever it is that they're doing. And it could be anything. Like today, like my daughter was telling me about things that are happening in the world of Sims and all the updates that they're making in Sims. My oldest son, he studies Japanese and he has out school classes. So he talks to me about what's going on with what he's doing in his classes. And then the twins will just tell me the things that they've learned. Like, Mom, do you know that banana is a berry? Like, just like things like that. It's just like an everyday thing. And then I will talk over, and I usually don't want to go back to work. I'm like, oh my gosh, like the conversation will be so rich and everyone will be talking and there's so much life. So then I go back to work and then I come home at 5 o'clock. And tonight we had, we've had like movie marathons. So we've been doing every week, we've been doing like a movie marathon, or every day we have like a movie that we watch. So this weekend we did Twilight, because we never saw Twilight before and they just put it on Netflix. So we did Twilight and we deconstructed the story, talked about how it was for the times and what significance it was. And then so we decided to move on. So when I came home for today, they decided we're going to do Transformers. So now I'm watching all the Transformers movies and we're talking about, the conversation was about why didn't we see the Transformers more? And I was like, well, maybe they didn't have the budget to see the Transformers more. And so then we started talking about that and how CGI has advanced and all of those things. So that's basically a day in my life. It's mostly just conversations, very deep conversations. And then we also have like a huge whiteboard, a 6 foot tall whiteboard that the kids affectionately call Professor Blanco. And then we will go to Professor Blanco and we will write, we'll make little notes that we want to talk about, or we'll make Venn diagrams, or we'll make, just ways of pulling it all together, visually.
Yeah.
And that's just a day in the life. It's just, sometimes we do that, sometimes we don't do anything. I mean, it is what it is.
One thing that I talk about a lot is that, there is a belief that more is always better. And so, that's kind of the model of school, like more. But what I'm hearing is a less but better. Mm-hmm. So the conversation about deconstructing a movie, there's a ton of learning. I have no doubt that there's a ton of learning in that. And it was also fun and the kids were highly engaged. So that's actually a common misperception about unschooling. They think that the kids are just like let out in the world to run around and, just loiter at the age of 4 years old. And what I'm hearing is much more conversation, interaction on an ongoing basis, right?
Oh, yes. It's definitely about the conversation. It's definitely about, I would hesitate to call it like a Socratic method or like philosophy, or, we talk about everything that has to do with a thing. So we'll talk about the philosophy behind it. We'll talk about the budget behind it. We talk about racial aspects of it, or, was there a class consciousness or anything? Like if the kids start talking about volcanoes, if one time the twins were playing The Floor is Lava, and it led to a conversation about how Hawaii was incorporated into America. And
Oh, wow.
is that right? You know, like, because we started watching YouTube videos and where are most volcanoes found? And then it was, oh, can we go see a volcano? And I said, okay, well, this one's in Hawaii. We'd have to go to Hawaii. And then we started looking up vacation to Hawaii. And then the kids wanted to learn about Hawaii. So it's just everything is connected to everything. And that's what unschooling is. It's not, you know, we don't break things up into subjects. It all is life. Life is the subject. Life is the curriculum. So we just do what we want to do and all the things connect. So I don't really ever feel like my kids are missing out on anything or like, oh, did they get enough of this? Or did they get enough of that? Like they got exactly what they needed. That's how I feel about it.